My name is Tony Rodriguez, and I've been an illustrator for about 15 years now. I've probably been an illustrator my whole life, but professionally, 15 years. I didn't think I could do much else. I'd always been drawing pictures since I was a kid, as a lot of us do. There was always these small signs that I was good at drawing. In third grade, my class collectively decided that I should be the one to draw the birthday cake on the principal's birthday card. And so that was a big ego boost when you realize, like, oh, collectively folks think that you're good at this thing. And so little moments like that over the years made me realize that maybe I should pursue this because it seems like something that folks think I'm good at. But I also didn't think I had other options. I was either going to be a Walmart greeter or an illustrator. I didn't think I could fall back on anything else. My relationship with my father and just my upbringing with him was a big influence and inspiration in terms of how I became the way that I became. Like, he taught me how to garden, he taught me how to grow my own food, he taught me how to play the guitar. When I was 5, he would come up to me and fix my drawings while I was drawing. So he would, which is something I didn't realize was uncommon as a 5-year-old, to have your dad come up and he was an artist. So he would draw these beautiful cars and planes, and I was always blown away by him. And he was kind of the first example as to me realizing that this is something that grown-ups do, that they draw pictures, and that's something you can do. But the suburban environment I grew up in was really, it's really frustrating for a teenager to exist in a space where it doesn't seem like there's much for a teenager. So I feel like I kind of got up to a lot of mischief and got in trouble, got arrested, and was constantly trying to find something interesting about the world, because I didn't feel like there was much that was interesting about where I was growing up. And so that led me to places like Oakland Park Boulevard and Miami and South Beach, and trying to find something interesting, and mingling with tattoo artists and folks who have birthmarks on their faces and scars on their faces. And that's kind of just what I was always gravitating towards because of how boring my environment was, I think. When the New Yorker came calling, that was the moment where I thought, well, if this is the only one I get to do, I'll be thankful. And then they just kept coming after that one. My biggest achievement would either be winning the World Illustration Awards or gold for communication arts. And mostly just because of percentage-wise, how unlikely it is to attain those slots, those rewards. But I mean, on a personal level, I think maybe my son. My favorite piece of my work? I don't know that I have a favorite piece. I think that I just think of it all as one thing, what I've done, what I'm doing, and what I'm gonna do. So I think that maybe if I had to, I'd say maybe my Bill Murray piece, because that's the one that won the World Illustration Awards and brought so much opportunity to the table. There were so many jobs that came from that one job, and from that one award. So I'd say I have a soft spot for Bill because of that, Illustration fits into my life pretty snug, like a glove. It used to be I didn't know how to manage it very well. There were lots of moments where my mental health was in decline because I was so hyper-focused on it and doing it and becoming this thing. And I think now that I've kind of broken on through to the other side, I don't need to be as hardcore and beastly about it. I can be calmer about it and say no to things and focus more on my son and teaching and not feel so overwhelmed by it. So it kind of exists in my world as this thing that I do. It's not doesn't define me as much as I feel like it used to. think that my experiences outside of the actual commercial look that I've cultivated, anybody can make a portrait, just like Tom York says, anybody can play the guitar. But I think that like the way that I choose to exist outside of that discipline helps to make that discipline richer. My hobbies and the things I get up to outside of illustration, I think, make the work a little bit more interesting. If I hadn't been existing and trying new things and putting myself in uncomfortable spaces. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. Otherwise, I would say my style is not very unique. I think that it exists within a larger, broader style family. There's lots of different digital illustrators that kind of look like me and I look like them, and we vibe off of each other. But I think what sets me apart from them is my own personal experience and the things I choose to do. Yeah. Did I answer your questions? Good.